in one arena. And welcome back inside. Ed Cohen with the little general of the Big Three. He is already in midseason form. That's Avery Johnson. Brian Scalabrine with us as well. 2 games in the books. Joe Johnson and the triplets for winning game 1. Michael Beasley, Three's Company debut. Mario Chalmers with the game winner, and 1 more game to go.
Yeah, these games have been so exciting today. And you just saw the deep pool of talent. We talked about it earlier. When you can add a Michael Beasley and a Gerald Green, those guys are going to be vying for, scoring champion of this year along with Joe Johnson, and potentially they're going to be in the MVP conversation. And now we got game 3. Man, I'm just so fired up.
Game 3 features one team with a new coach, and another. They hope that it all comes together this year in the Ghost Ballers. Reggie Theus prior with Bivouac. Gary Payton heading over to Bivouac. Reggie Theus now leading the Three-Headed Monsters. And they got a big void to fill because Reggie Evans dealing with a hand injury. You think about what he's done in recent years, the best rebounder in Big 3 history. So Avery, the other guys need to step up. And the great news is Kevin Murphy last year had a sensational rookie season. Yeah,
Kevin Murphy, co-rookie of the year. This guy just has the size, the athleticism. Sometime early in games he settled for shots, off-balance shots, but he matured as the season went on and did a good job of mixing his game. Gave you the buffet.
How about the Iceman? George Gervin, 5th year leading the Ghost Ballers. Last year close, but just missing the playoffs in the Bahamas. George Gervin's team going to lean on this guy. Mike Taylor, when healthy, as good a guard as there is in the Big 3.
Yeah, Energizer Bunny here. Milwaukee's finest. This guy plays with so much heart and energy, and it just transfers to the rest of his team.
Let's take a look at the rosters presented by PNC Bank. The captain is Rashard Lewis for Three-Headed Monsters with the oldest guy in the lead, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and Ricky Davis leading the way for the Ghost Ballers into this new Big 3 season. Over to the 3rd member of our team, Brian Scalabrine. Scal.
So you guys are talking about Ricky Davis and Mike Taylor, walking buckets. We all know that. Guy I got focused on is Jermaine Taylor. 3 seasons ago tore his Achilles tendon. Now he's back. One of the best athletes in the Big 3. 3 years ago, a lot of guys got their eye on him. And I asked Rashard Lewis over at the Three-Headed Monster. Without Reggie Evans, he used to pick his spots. He would go to dominate a lot of times down the stretch. Is he going to do the same thing now? Does he have to do more with Reggie Evans out? He said, Scal, at my age, I still got to pick my spots.
All right, Scal, and we remember that time well with the Achilles for Jermaine Taylor in Indianapolis on the Ball Hogs bench. Here's Rashard Lewis, and there are the key rules in the Big 3. First to 50 wins. We'll get to the break when one team scores 25. There's no game clock, shot clock at 14 seconds. And free throws, 1 shot, and the point values vary depending on where the foul occurs, whether it's inside the arc from the 3-point line, or if the foul occurs in one of the 3 4-point circles, you get 1 shot for 4. That's what makes the Big 3 what it is, the best professional 3-on-3 league on the globe.
And speaking of the 4-point shot, Kevin Murphy was 2nd in the Big 3 last year. He made 4 4-point shots.
Okay, you ready? Game 3. Away we go.
I'm going to talk to Ice Cube after this game. On a day like today, we need 6 Big 3.
Wow.
6.
It's been done.
Yep. We just having a ton of fun, and I just love the enthusiasm from the fans. They identify with certain players and teams, and we got NFTs going on. We got so much going on here with the Big 3 this year.
And in a great city to start this season here in Chicago, as Murphy comes up short. Taylor sneaks in there. Darnell Jackson off the mark. Jonathan Simmons fouled by Davis, and Simmons, who is the roster replacement for Reggie Evans, will get an early 2-point foul shot.
Yeah, in his first season in the Big 3, already been named co-captain, played overseas. This guy played 4 seasons in the NBA.
Taylor Contested too much. Never hit the rim. Cleanup. Simmons, again, if it doesn't hit the rim, other team can rebound and go right back up with it.
Yeah, and Gerald Green had a situation like that and didn't take advantage of it in the first game. Jonathan, who's new to the league, he capitalized.
Mike Taylor. Jackson the roll. Too much. So for three-headed monsters in green, you have Kevin Murphy, Rashard Lewis, Jonathan Simmons. Murphy with the pull-up and scores from beyond the elbow.
We talked about this in our pregame. You know, we talked about Jason Kidd and Kanye West. That's one of the things I'm telling fans. Come out and support the Big Three, because as the season wears on, you never know.
Never know.
Because of Ice Cube's relationships, and everybody want to be with the Cube.
No doubt.
Who recently celebrated a birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
This is the birthday present.
It was a good day.
It was a
You
good
want me
day.
to sing that song?
I think you better check yourself.
Yeah.
Taylor, by the way, picked up his second foul earlier. If you pick up a third, you have to sit the rest of the first half. Jackson, spinorama, gets the bounce.
You know, that's what I love about the Big Three. In certain situations in other leagues, you make a shot and you talk trash to the next player, they call it taunting. You know, you get a technical.
Rashard Lewis, that stroke at 6'10" is so hard to guard and so sweet.
And Rashard was out here early. I mean, we got here at almost 2.5, 3 hours before the game. Rashard was already out warming up.
Jackson sticks it. What a start for Darnell Jackson. He's already chirping.
I think the idea is that, you know, they've left him open for three-point shots in the past, and he's saying, hey, I went and improved my shot.
Taylor, nice swipe and finish. Ghost Ballers 9, three-headed monsters 7. Early timeout, Reggie Theus here in Chicago.
Yeah, Mike Taylor here with the quick hands, trying to get posted up, strip Murphy, and then went and finished the layup. Number 88. That looked like a wide receiver's number. Love it.
Well, Mike Taylor once scored 35 in a game at Madison Square Garden in his only NBA season. His coach is a guy who led the NBA in scoring not once, not twice. George Gervin was a 4-time NBA scoring champion.
Yeah, I spent almost 10 years with the Spurs, and wherever you go in San Antonio, sure, people love David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, but you're talking about a guy, George Gervin, who basically put the Spurs on the map. The Spurs could have very well moved from San Antonio had it not been for George Gervin and Red McCombs, the old owner, saving that franchise.
Wow. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf in for the three-headed monsters. This shot, Lewis. It's going to stay with the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, it looks a little weird here seeing Reggie Theus on the sideline and not Gary Payton, you know, with the three-headed monsters.
I mentioned this earlier. All 12 coaches from last year are back. And you have the one switch with Theus and Payton. 9-7 Ghost Ballers. Murphy, the stiff arm, bumped, shots no good, but he's going to shoot a two-point shot. And if that's Taylor, and Mike Taylor still with another foul to give before he has to sit the rest of the half.
That would be a huge loss.
Kevin Murphy, every touchdown his rookie year, was 4th in scoring with over 20 per game for the three-headed monsters.
Yeah, 4th in the league.
Made it to the championship. Taylor floater's good.
Mike Taylor's just the guy you cheer for. You know, just not the biggest guy on the floor, but plays, you know, bigger than his size. Oh, good pass.
Mahmoud to Lewis, and Sweet Lou with the finish.
Wow, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf stretched the defense there. And watch this, we call this a hook pass. Nice move and finish by Rashard Lewis. Savvy veteran.
Those two have been doing it together with the three-headed monsters for a long time, 5 years. 12-11, three-headed monsters with the lead.
Yeah, got a little bit of a string here. Pick and roll, nice eye contact. Mike Taylor late on the rotation.
Next Saturday, right back here in the Second City for more Big 3 basketball, beginning with Tri-State meeting Three's Company, followed by the Triplets and the Aliens. We'll see you next Saturday at 1 Eastern, right here on CBS. Dr. J's Tri-State play tomorrow. Three's Company with the win earlier today, and the Triplets, another strong start for Joe Johnson with 30 in the victory in Week 1. Cohen, Avery Johnson, Brian Scalabrine here with you, and you're talking about the Pargos.
Yeah, I was just saying that Gennaro subbed in as the coach. And he made sure, because I told him there was a lot of pressure on him, he made sure to stop by our table and say, hey, what'd you think, coach? He said, A+, man.
So that was you who kind of stirred the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson, in for the Ghost Ballers, was stripped. Mahmoud. Trademark pull-up missed. Thinks about it, shoots. And Johnson sky for the rebound. Taylor, Darnell Jackson, Chris Johnson for the Ghost Ballers. Mike Taylor out of a double. Johnson launches and hits.
And you saw what Mike Taylor did in that situation. He could have passed it earlier, but he forced the double team or the trap guy to make sure he closed the trap so that he can give Johnson more room to operate.
Well defended there. Murphy the miss. Taylor the three. Nails it.
And this guy, Mike Taylor, is playing with so much passion for the game. He just loves to play, man. I think whenever a gym opens its doors, any day of the week ends in Y, those are the days that he wants to play basketball. He just loves the game.
He is in the running for the early All-Avery team.
Yep. See here, look at the three defenders. Rashard Lewis commits. Nice pass. And then he said, look, I passed it to my teammate, now I knock one down myself. Look at the rotation on the basketball. Just great wrist action.
He gets a breather. Jermaine Taylor in for the Ghost Ballers, fouls Murphy, and it came before the shot. So Jermaine Taylor, Brian Scalabrine spoke about his road back. Jermaine Taylor tore his Achilles in Week 1 in 2019 as a member of the Ball Hogs against these Ghost Ballers. A.B. Endoy, and the rebound to Johnson.
Yeah, that Achilles injury is arguably one of the top 2 injuries that you can sustain. A lot of guys don't make it back from those type of injuries, so give Jermaine Taylor credit.
Murphy with the three. That's too strong. Tipped up a few times. Murphy relocates. Now attacks on the mismatch. Off the mark. Here's Taylor, wide open. And Murphy covers so much of the floor. Back to fans and near clean swipe, but Taylor is whistled.
And that's why you have so much respect for a guy like Klay Thompson, who came back after missing 2 years, 2 tough injuries. So it's doable. You got to put in the work, a lot of lonely days.
Well, we thought it was potentially a clean steal. George Gervin going to bring the fire on the foul called against Taylor. There we go. Bring the fire. You can challenge a shooting foul. 2 players go one-on-one. If Murphy scores or is fouled, give the points to the three-headed monsters. If Taylor gets a stop, wave off the foul.
And only 10 seconds on the shot clock to score.
Murphy won't get it to go. Taylor with the stop. Been a successful Bring the Fire challenge.
You know what? Sometimes guys with Bring the Fire, I think they're a little bit anxious and in a hurry because it's 10 seconds on the clock. Sometimes it's good to get the ball, separate with the dribble, and then attack. Maybe bring the three-point shot into a little bit more instead of being predictable with only the drive.
Jermaine Taylor sinks the three. This is week one. We've seen some really good performances, but it's like anything. The further we go into the season, the better the play, more season, creativity on Bring the Fire challenges. Oh, how about this tie-up? We'll get a possession arrow between Taylor and Endoy.
So here it is, this pivot. You can't bring the ball out. You're a big guy. You're bringing it down to the level of a smaller defender.
A.B. Endoy, 7'1", he's 3'2". Last year, spent some time with power. And they drafted him in the second round to fill, at least try to fill some of the void with Reggie Evans out.
He played with the Rwanda Energy Group Club in the Basketball Africa League.
He'll get a breather. So Reggie Theus will go small here with Murphy, Lewis, and Simmons move Sweet Lou into the middle.
And that's what I love about the Big Three. It's really becoming even more of an international. We got a lot of more international players playing now.
Johnson, shots good. Aliens tomorrow, you think about a revamped roster with Dushan Bullet, the captain. A couple of guys come over from Europe with 3-on-3 experience. As Simmons misses. 11 of Ghost Ballers run. Oh, it's slammed down. Chris Johnson, my goodness.
A bird, a plane, it's Superman coming out of the air. Wow. I think we'll see that on a lot of overnight CBS reels there. All over their website, CBS Sports website.
Look out, missed the finger roll. He's got to talk to George Gervin about that. 24-12 Ghost Ballers, and Murphy silencing what was a 13-0 run with that triple.
And whenever a guy has 4-point range, you know he can knock down the three. You got to move up on him.
Taylor, next Ghost Ballers point, will get us to the break. And we're there. Jermaine Taylor, strong finish to a solid first half. Ghost Ballers by 11 at the break.
One of the things that when you're on defense, you cannot watch the ball. You have to box out. And if you don't box out, then you're going to get embarrassed. Two-hand slam.
Let's take a look at today's monster moment. Avery, Michael Beasley, welcome to the Big Three.
I'm sorry, I was getting caught up with Chi-Town. But monster moment, Michael Beasley. I need to drink me some of this Monster Energy drinks. Michael Beasley getting in his opponent's face in a ferocious block shot. And he came from out of the bleachers to block that shot.
11-point Ghost Ballers lead, and for more, let's go to Scow with Mike Taylor.
I'm here with Mike Taylor. First of all, you did a great job of putting this team together. Last year, you were all go. Today, you're spreading the wealth. Talk to me a little bit about your team.
I mean, first off, I just want to say thanks to the Most High being healthy and coming back off of the injury and everything like that. But that was my mindset coming in. After I got injured, how my team played out there with that lack of energy, I knew that we needed a few more pieces to make the game just a little bit more easier for us as a team, as a whole. So that was the focus going in, and it looks like it's playing out. It's panning out how we wanted to, so we got another 25, so we got to get this one done.
All right, get it done.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, and Avery, Mike Taylor referring to the groin injury suffering week 6 here in Chicago in the same building last year. Didn't play the final 2 weeks of the season. Ghost Ballers falling short, though making the playoffs. He means so much to their long-term success.
Yeah, health is wealth. If you're healthy, you get a chance to to make it in a lot of different ways. You make your team better.
Ghost Ballers with Taylor, Johnson, and Darnell Jackson. And Taylor airballs to 3 in a shot clock violation here on the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, and whenever you have an injury that affects the lower part of your body, your ankles, your legs, your hamstring, your Achilles, sometimes, you know, you get a sprained finger or something, you can play through that. But when those injuries affect your knees, man, trust me, I was fortunate to play 16 years in the NBA and didn't really have any major injuries. Really blessed.
Nice work into the post. Taylor missing. Tipped by Johnson. And now it's Kevin Murphy. Rainmaker in and out. You know, with an 11-point lead, you can give Taylor a little blow here, some rest to begin the half. Johnson fades and rattles it in.
Johnson, you know, significantly longer. You know, once he gets that ball over his head, then Jonathan Simmons have a hard time defending it.
Let's go to Scal.
Avery, I want to know what you think. This double big lineup has been pretty successful for the Ghost Ballers.
I love it, and especially Scal when Darnell Jackson makes a 3. You know, obviously he's not a stretch 5 by any stretch, but if he can make a 3, keep the defense honest, helps him on the boards.
Taylor to the rim, flicks it, no good. This is what Johnson does best, contesting at the rim, and he fouls Kevin Murphy. Scal, from your vantage point, you're right near the Ghost Ballers bench. What do you like about this current group and what's been successful for the Ghost Ballers so far?
No, initially I was like, is this lineup going to work? You think about Mr. Bucket, Ricky Davis, and Mike Taylor in there. How are they going to score? They held their own and they stretched the lead. I think when you're playing in the Big 3 and you can buy minutes with your better players on the bench and you can stretch a lead, you're in a good position to close out at the end.
Yeah, I agree. And Jermaine Taylor gave them some very impressive minutes there. You know, knocked down a 3 and played some really good defense. It's all about stealing a few minutes until you get your starters back in the game.
On cue, Taylor, Ricky Davis, Chris Johnson for the Ghost Ballers. Mike Taylor, no. Jonathan Simmons, the rebound. He's out there with Kevin Murphy and Rashard Lewis. Simmons, long road to the NBA, including at 2 junior colleges. Doubles. Lewis is open, nails it with his foot on the line, along 2 for Rashard Lewis.
And Ricky Davis, who's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, his teammates, they're carrying him right now. And I know Ricky is saying, hey, you guys keep doing your thing. I'll be there in the last couple of possessions of the game trying to close it out if they can maintain this lead.
Murphy sticks it. And the 3-headed Monsters with a little surge here. Down 28-23. 8-0 run. As Lewis overcommits and fouls Chris Johnson on the perimeter.
Anytime you get an offensive rebound, getting extra shots at the basket, it's amazing. I know the mid-range game's supposed to be an obsolete game with all the analytics, but not from the games that we've been watching.
Davis on cue.
We knew it wasn't going to take him long.
Simmons, nice move, offloads. Lewis, same spot, off the mark, but fouled by Ricky Davis. Let's see if they put him at the free throw line on a 2-point attempt or at the arc.
His foot was on the line, yep.
This for 2 points. Lewis, it goes down. He is so important to this team when you throw in the absence of Reggie Evans.
Yeah, we know Reggie Evans is a walking double-double.
Mike Taylor, smooth stroke.
Mike said if Reggie Evans is a walking double-double, take this triple.
Big screen. It crushed Taylor, and Murphy took the worst of it, and now Taylor making sure that Murphy's all right.
Excellent call. moving screen.
Now Murphy a little shaken up. Gonna stay in. Johnson facing on Lewis, giving no space, a little shove at the end after the whistle. Says, hey, didn't mean to do it, but Rashard Lewis with the foul. Ghost Ballers coming off a 4-4 season in 2021. Three-headed monsters surging to the title game, losing a trilogy. Taylor hangs and scores.
Wow, the bank is open. Even on Saturdays afternoon. Nice bank shot there.
10-point lead. Yeah, it's been as large as 13. Murphy and one. Foul by Taylor.
But smart play on the weak side by Rashard Lewis, sealing the defense off. But here's Taylor, now high off the glass. Nice bank shot. And right here, a little sneaky screen by Rashard Lewis. Sweet Lou on Johnson to not allow him to get involved in that rotation, the block, or take a charge. Crafty play by Lewis.
13 now for Kevin Murphy.
You know, I just love when I'm trying to make a point about something. All of our great guys, our guys in the truck, producers, guys that's handling the play-by-play, playbacks, they make me look good.
You need a great crew, and we've got the best crew.
We got a great crew.
Producer Jason Ross, our director Corey Fishman, here in Chicago today, and everybody else in the truck for day one of this Big 3 season. Season number 5. Off one leg, Chris Johnson, nicely done.
We got stage managers and everybody. Thank you for all the love, everybody.
This guy's making the Ghost Ballers look good in super slow-mo. Chris Johnson with the finish. Here on CBS, game number 3 of the day. Ghost Ballers leading the Three-Headed Monsters 37-28. Let's go inside the huddle with that man, George Gervin.
Start off with the ball. Shoot where you want. Shoot where you want. You know? Don't get caught up in nothing out here. Everything that's here. That way you lose your focus. All right?
Iceman, as cool as they come. 5th year Avery leading the Ghost Ballers here in the Big 3.
And what a profound, simple message. Whether you're in sports, business, school, don't lose your focus.
Yep. And heard him there with the guy he drafted with the 3rd overall pick, Darnell Jackson, Big 3 veteran, D-block. And right now on the bench, Taylor's arguing it should be Ghost Ballers basketball. Wants them to review it.
He thought it was Murphy kicked the ball. They're going to review it. Look like, I don't know. Taylor looked like he touched it with his right hand.
The out of bounds call is under review.
Looked like Murphy's left foot touched the ball initially, but looked like it went off of Taylor's right fingers.
I agree.
Okay.
Got a great look from our crew.
Ed, are you agreeing because I brought you breakfast this morning, or are you agreeing because it went off Taylor's hands?
Wow. Listen, I always defer to you. I'm on the Avery train. But I must say, tradition's tradition, and breakfast was great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it was wonderful to be joined by Miss Cassandra.
Yeah, we're about to celebrate 31 years of marriage on July 6th.
Attaway.
Yes.
Advance congrats.
Thank you. And congrats to all of the fathers and you, Ed. You have a little one, Ben, and another one on the way. So happy Father's Day to you and all of the fathers out there around the country.
We love him. Just turned 2 in April. He's a mix of my red hair and Scal's verticality with the red hair. Chris Johnson, three-pointer. And Murphy cleans it up in traffic. Simmons clear.
I'll tell you what, you better hope he doesn't have my vertical jump.
Oh, Ben, the pressure is on, young man. Scal and I are going to make history tomorrow. 3 games between 2 redheads on YouTube and Vire and DAZN.
Right. So you're saying Scal never participated in any NBA slam dunk contest?
No. Somewhere.
With like Michael Jordan. I know we're in Chicago with Michael Jordan with his tongue hanging out.
No, I wasn't. Maybe in practice, 2 hands, 1 hand dunk, easy.
37-28 Ghost Ballers. Johnson, the fadeaway. In and out, halfway through. Lewis. Contact. He was clotheslined by Taylor, and Rashard Lewis is going to get a 2-point shot at the foul line.
He had a former 2017 Big 3 MVP. Like you said, he's battled some injuries, but he's back now. You know, averaged almost 10 points a game, 9.6 on last season. You know, former NBA champion with the Heat. This is a time of the game where Rashard probably, Reggie Theus needs him to step up and try to score a little bit more here. And sometimes with guys, even though they've historically been unselfish in their career, you might need to be a little selfish. And even if it's trying to score on one defender, single coverage, or especially if you're the best offensive player on the floor on your team.
Good defense. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And Taylor, bit out of sorts, turns the ball over. We have a 7-point game, 37-30. George Gervin's team with the lead.
Yeah, when you're trying to protect the lead, the worst thing you can do is turn the ball over and not get a shot at the basket.
Jonathan Simmons, one-on-one, stripped by Davis. Loose to Taylor, scores!
Taylor's always hanging around, scrappy.
Born in Chicago, raised in Milwaukee, and does so much for his hometown, 90 minutes north in Wisconsin. Simmons to Mahmoud, drills it. It's amazing watching him, 53 years young.
Yeah.
And he takes such pride in staying in shape.
Yeah, I want to know what his diet, because whatever his diet regimen is and the way he takes care of his body, man, this guy looks. I was his teammate for a couple of games back in Denver early in our careers, and man, he looks, except for the gray hair, his body still looks the same.
I spoke to him yesterday at practice here in Chicago. He said one of the keys to staying in shape, as Simmons misses, rebound to Mike Taylor, he said, I just relax. And when you're positive, good things happen. 6'1", 9 NBA seasons. Former Chris Jackson at LSU, and what was great is, and timing's everything, his number was retired about 2 weeks before the pandemic shut everything down in 2020. But he got that experience down in Baton Rouge with the fans and everybody there. And you love to see it. Season number 5.
Yeah, it's a reality now, and the reality is the Big 3 is here, and it's here to stay.
Offensive on this trip.
And I love the difference in the variance of coaches that played a certain way in their career. That's a great call there. That's an offensive foul. You got 2 guys who were known for offense in their careers, and now they're trying to encourage their team to play on both sides of the ball.
Reggie Theus, a couple of years with Bivouac, and now leading Three-Headed Monsters, 2-time NBA All-Star. Great passer at 6'6" back in his day. Shot clock at 5. Taylor off the mark. Sweet Lou with the rebound.
Yeah, Taylor tried to knock one down in that little pocket that you have for split-second pick and rolls.
Murphy snatched it over the smaller Taylor. Kevin Murphy slowly but surely is keeping the three-headed monsters alive, now at 16.
Yeah, and with this lineup, they can post Murphy up a little bit more. And especially with the shooting of Rashard Lewis and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, you can get Murphy in the post. And
good hands by Mahmoud. Shot clock expires. Good D by the three-headed monsters.
yeah, Mahmoud, nice quick right-handed strip. Thought they can post him up, and there it is right there. Yep, this is what I would do if I'm coaching.
Taylor down, trips Murphy in trying to recover. Now Taylor may have wanted a foul, but he then committed a bad one underneath the basket.
But he saved him a basket there. Yeah, smart move. Both teams with 5 team fouls here. We talked about the players can't hide in the big three with 3-on-3, and nor can the referees.
Late whistle, Jermaine Taylor with the reach in against Murphy. And now, Ghost Ballers in the penalty. So a 2-point shot for Murphy. And by the way, Taylor taken out moments ago by the Ghost Ballers. Mike, that is.
Yeah.
Technical foul here issued to the Ghost Ballers. Mike Taylor, the foul earlier with the trip, goes back to the bench. Avery, and clearly still frustrated. We get a first technical foul. That's a 2-point shot. And Murphy does not oblige on the other side.
Yeah, that kind of break there. Yeah, Mike was really hot, disappointed. Probably used some language that's not in the dictionary.
No. By the way, don't get another technical if you're the Ghost Ballers, because with the second for each team going forward, it's 2 shots each for 2 points. Murphy missing the putback. Jackson clubbed him going for the board, and it comes to Lewis.
Well, Mike Taylor gave.
Spinorama! And the finish for Rashard Lewis.
Yeah, Mike Taylor gave the three-headed monsters a gift, and they didn't capitalize or cash in.
3-point game. Davis strip. Murphy the steal. Scoops it in. It's down to 1. 39-38. And the three-headed monsters with 8 straight points. Jermaine Taylor with the answer.
Boy, give George Gervin credit. Every time he's going to his bench, even early in the game, the bench came through for him and established a nice cushion for when he brought back his starters.
Murphy off the dribble with the three-pointer to bring the three-headed monsters again within 1.
When you're in pick-and-roll situations, you got to know who's the screener and who's the ball handler, and that's going to dictate how you're going to play that pick-and-roll defense.
First of 50 wins. Taylor, nice inside. 2 to shoot. Leads into Lewis. Doesn't get the bounce. Bodies tumbling.
Got Murphy open.
In and out. Ghost Ballers 42. Three-headed monsters 41. Davis watches. It's been quiet. Lewis kept it in. Fakes. Fly by. The 3. Won't go.
Now you got to get something going in the basket. Sometime even on a pick and roll, you can slip the pick and roll, but nice play there. You started the
Just a nice pass to the open man.
And that's what I'm saying. When you want to get something going in the basket, it's not just penetration, it's the post up, it's the post pass.
11 for Jermaine Taylor. Timeout Reggie Theus. 45-41. Ghost Ballers off nice tic-tac-toe ball movement.
Yeah, when the ball penetrates the paint here with the pass, and then Darnell Jackson, excellent pass to Jermaine Taylor.
Co-rookie of the year last season with Jarrett Jack. Averaged over 20 per game. Mike Taylor guarding Murphy.
So here it is. This is a switch that they wanted.
Murphy off the dribble, buries it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's coaching right there.
I'm tired. Man, I may have to start charging some of these coaches, you know, for my tips.
What's the saying? Free advice is worth what it costs.
That's right. And free is good.
Foul near the side. And Chris Johnson got nicked on the elbow. And both teams in the penalty will get a 2-point shot. He had the highlight of the game with a running putback slam back in the first half. Hits this one, and the Ghost Ballers now with point game, leading 47-44.
Yeah, and then they retain the basketball here.
Trying to close it out in Chicago. Jermaine Taylor. Offensive foul on the screen as Murphy got decked by Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson in a little dribble handoff situation. Set play here. I don't know. I think maybe Murphy was a little late. Didn't look like he moved. But that's why in that dribble handoff situation, as you're handing the ball off, you have to come to a 2-foot jump stop to make sure you're not moving. And here we go, bring the fire.
George Gervin will bring the fire with his team leading by 3.
He can't do it here because it was a shooting foul, right? It wasn't? Oh, it's not? Okay.
They're trying to get the rules sorted out. And listen, the bring the fire rule is very complex. Week 1, still calibrating everything. So since both teams were in the penalty, in that situation, you're sending Murphy to the line for a 2-point shot. You can bring the fire in this situation. And now they're just making sure that it's Murphy, who's the offensive player, and Johnson, who's going to defend and go for the stop. All right, big guarding the guard. Murphy off the dribble. Back of the iron. No. And George Gervin strikes again with the challenge.
Smart challenge. Solid defense. Nice positioning here. He used his length, Chris Johnson. Live with the tough 2-point shot. Didn't want Murphy to get to the basket.
Point game for the Ghost Ballers. Leading by 3. Taylor driving left. Murphy winding, brings the rebound down. Murphy, one-legged. Johnson clears. 3 wins it for the Ghost Ballers. Jermaine Taylor thought about it. Shot clock at 6. Fires Murphy the block. Lewis is there, and it's down to a 1-point lead.
Man, shot selection is so critical in this situation. You don't want to turn the ball over. You definitely don't want to get your shot blocked.
Mike Taylor against Simmons. The drive, missed it. If that goes down, he'd have a free throw to win, and instead will get a 2-point foul shot.
Yeah, nice drive here. Boy, you would have liked to have seen Mike finish that shot.
And now Reggie Theus is going to bring the fire, make him earn it against Jonathan Simmons. Mike Taylor fires, and you can't do that. You can't take a 3 and bring the fire.
He's got to get inside. Yep. Yep.
Going down the line, guys. 47-46. Point game for both teams.
We've seen 2 really good defensive stops and guys in the stands on the last 2 bring the fires.
Point game for both sides. Three-headed monsters can win with a 4-point shot. Murphy, lined it up.
That's the guy. Second in the league last year in 4-point shots. Tried to go home with a win and seal it.
Great theater when it's point game for both sides. Ghost Ballers need a 3 to win. Taylor going for 2, leans in, scores. 49-46. Ghost Ballers. And you know he wanted the foul there too.
Yeah, now they get the ball back. You got to guard them all over the floor. Strong drive by Mike Taylor. Defense tried to, a little bit of an acting job there.
Murphy knocks it down. 4-point shot. You got to win by 2. Three-headed monsters lead by 1.
Oh, I was excited. Got to win by 2.
You talk about moxie.
Yeah.
Whoa. And yet, if the Ghost Ballers get a 3 here, they win the game. Oh, George Gervin just before the inbounds. Bring on Darnell Jackson in for Jermaine Taylor. Guarding 2 bigs.
Oh my goodness!
What a game. First weekend of the Big 3.
Taylor drives to the rim, scores. Ghost Ballers by 1. Again, you need to win by 2.
Yes. Fans on the edge of their seats. Let's see what Reggie Diaz draws up. He's going to call a timeout.
51-50. Ghost Ballers with the lead. Again, first to 50, but you must win by 2. Three-headed monsters. Point game for them can win with a 3-pointer.
Boy, we couldn't have drawn this up any better for the first weekend of the Big 3.
No doubt.
You start off with the Joe Johnson show, then Michael Beasley and Gerald Green. They take it to another level. And this game is now going down as arguably our best game of the day.
Here we go. Three-headed monsters can win with a 3. Murphy with 0 space. Lewis, Murphy rolls up for the dunk, blocked by Johnson. Jackson cleans it up and scores, and the Ghost Ballers win it.
And it was excellent defense by Johnson. He went up, straight up, didn't foul anybody. Watch this defense right here. Straight up, nice job. You don't have to take the ball back out. The ball didn't hit the rim. Block shot, excellent. Excellent.
2 words, rim protection. And the Ghost Ballers win game 3, 53-50 over the three-headed monsters. So for Avery Johnson, Brian Scalabrine, and our entire CBS crew, I'm Ed Cohen. Tonight on CBS, the season premiere of the Camping World SRX Series. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big 3.